talk about unemployment a lot. In the UK, they talk about a 2 million figure in terms of unemployed. Today, a story came out that the real figure may be 6. Well, the same kind of shell game is going on over here. As the unemployment figures begin to drop, remember, they are not counting people who are no longer on the active unemployment rolls, who are no longer looking for work, etc. What's your take on the actual number, Gerald? 25 million? Is that reasonable?
Well, yes. Actually 30. The effective unemployment rate, when you add in the people that you mentioned, no longer looking for work, discouraged workers, or those who are looking and can't find anything, and part-time wanting full-time, it's around 20% now. And we're going to see it go much higher. We're going to see depression-level unemployment. There's very little question about it. And as I said, as it continues to climb, they're going to say jobless recovery, jobless recovery. And it's also important, Jeff, to understand that the number of people unemployed now is lower than it was back in 2000. And we've added about 12 million people since then. So the conditions are deteriorating rapidly. This is, again, only cosmetic cover-up, and the greatest depression is underway. I want to mention something that we've come about in trying to figure out what's going on in terms of what's making this problem a lot worse, because people ask us what can be done to reverse it. The first thing that needs to be reversed is that the too big to fails have to fail. This is American capitalism. You rise and fall on your own merits. You're in business and so am I. You don't produce, you don't survive. Right. All of a sudden they made up this thing that if these guys fail, the whole financial system is going to collapse. Who says so? And what evidence is there that that would have happened? The same people that said we have to save them are the very same people that didn't see what was going to happen and said even when it was here that there was no recession, including Bernanke and others. And now why would anybody believe people who didn't see what was coming to know what would happen next? That's number one. Number two, as I mentioned, is that the very essence of free market capitalism, which has been jammed down our throats all our lives, is that when the failures happen, what happens is competition then moves in and takes up the pieces that were failed, and a new system is created, which would have been exactly the proper thing to happen. But what's going on in America is by these too big to fail giants being propped up, we're no longer a democracy, we're an oligopoly, meaning that the oligarchs, competition among very few firms, have taken over each market sector. So we could go, for example,
Look at Monsanto and agriculture.
Exactly. Look at Cargill and Tyson and Purdue in agriculture. Sure. Look at the pharmaceutical companies in drugs. Look at the few health insurance companies. Look at...
How about the media? 5 corporations?
Exactly. So what you have is a handful of companies running the entire show. Now, let's put another level on top of that. Wall Street is nothing but a casino. They produce nothing. Anybody that's lost their money in Wall Street, hey, sorry, that's what it's about. It's risk. It's risk. You're taking risk. You're gambling your money. It wasn't always like this. When I was a young boy growing up, people weren't invested in the stock market. Only a very elite crew of people who used to put their pensions and futures and those kind of a thing.
Right.
They didn't do it. And now what we have to do is keep satisfying these too big to fails. These greedy people that have taken our money, as we well know, the billions, the hundreds of billions that we've given them, and they've divided it up to call it executive bonuses and compensations to the tune of $33 billion. Jeff, these people are no different with this trying to get more and more money. They're money junkies, and that's what we've come to the conclusion. They're addicts. They can never be satisfied. And this is why I was saying before we went into the earlier break, is that the next element is war. After they can't get any more money, They've tried everything. They have to have their habit fixed. They need that injection. They'll do anything to get it. There are no boundaries. There are no bonds. There are no loyalties. It's Bernie Madoff giving it to his own. There are no survivors when the junkie is loose. And of course, in one sense, you have to pity the junkie, but you also have to beware because they're dangerous. They'll rob from their wives, their mothers, fathers, families, friends. They'll Madoff anybody. So this is what we have. It's not a financial system. It's a junkie system. You cannot look at this guy making $100 million from a division of Citigroup, who we've given we've guaranteed over $300 billion of their losses, and now we have to feed a money junkie $100 million in compensation. So this is what it is. These are addicts. And the other thing that I say is that, and I want to make this very clear, I've said it on your show before and I say it over and over again, I'm of Italian descent. And if what was going on in Wall Street, the people's names were Celente, Caruso, Lanza, Rossini, Puccini, Abatelli, Buttoni, they would call it the mafia. But you're not allowed to call the white shoe boys crooks and criminals. Henry the Don Paulson, Mack, Thane, Blankfein, they're the mafia. They're the money mafia. And people say, well, you know, what happens if well, look what happened to Lehman Brothers. Yeah, the Bananos and the Gambinos. The Goldman gang wiped out the Lehman boys. The Madoff gang, he took all his compadres out. They're money junkies. They're criminals. And this is what people need to understand.
We're run by literally a cabal of infighting, throat-cutting, backstabbing gangsters. That's what it boils down to. And Gerald is right smack dab on the money. I mentioned Monsanto as we slide to the break. As you know, Monsanto has been copyrighting and patenting seeds, basically new forms of life, and they're forcing farmers around the world to buy these seeds, and they're charging 40, 45, maybe 50% more for them. This is enslavement. So these gangster mobsters are out to enslave us, our children, our children's children. This is the plantation planet that they are now trying to create right in front of our very eyes. Back in just a minute with Gerald Celente. Conversation with Gerald Celente tonight, once a month, and he is a very busy man. We're always happy to have him with us, and thanks for the kind email. You should see the email you get here. You got a lot of friends out there, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Best and worst cities to find a job. Story came out today. I've got it up at Rense.com. The best places to look for work. And here's the job ratio. Number one in America, the murder capital of the formerly United States. Washington, D.C., where there are 6 jobs for every person. Jacksonville, Florida, second, 3-to-1. Baltimore, 1 job for every person. Salt Lake City, 1-to-2. New York, 1-to-2. 1 job for every 2 people. The bottom of the list, the worst, well, you can figure this one out, Detroit, Michigan, 1 job for every 18 applicants. Miami, 1 job for every 10. Then we moved out west. Riverside, 1 job for every 9. Los Angeles, 1 job for every 8. Sacramento, 1 job for every 6. Portland, Oregon, 1 job for every 7 people. So, don't head off to the big city looking for work unless you know